Hello, hello, this is Kat, aka Kakibot, and today I am taking you on a little trip. And as you can tell by the soundscape, the trip is gonna include a train! There it goes. This one didn't even stop here because we are, I don't want to say in the middle of nowhere, we are in South Queensferry, which is beautiful and a really fun place to visit. But if you want to kind of go beyond just South Queensferry, there is a little trip you can take, a little walk, which is called the Queensferry Bridge Trail. And that is something that we're gonna try and do today because it is a beautiful weather. We are just kind of ending a beautiful sort of long run of sunny weather here in Scotland in the central belt, and it's been grand. Scotland caught on fire, so that's what happened. We can't have nice things. Today we're gonna take advantage of this and we'll take you on that trip. Let's jump on the train here at Dalmeny in South Queensferry and go to North Queensferry. To start, you can take the train here from Waverley, Haymarket, or, like us, simply from South Queensferry for a true circular walk. You will cross the beautiful old railway bridge and end up at the North Queensferry railway station, one that originally wasn't even supposed to be here. They actually just went and opened the bridge without giving the North Queensferry residents their own station. The nerve! Soon after, you will hit the Bray with some stunning views to be enjoyed from this little bench, and right under it you will find the War Memorial and the adjacent Jubilee Well, erected to commemorate Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee year. Next stop is exciting to me because I have actually never been to the deep sea world before. This is a cute little aquatic adventure built in the early 90s, so only a little younger than myself. It does cost £20 to get in as an adult, which isn't the cheapest, but sort of in line with all the other big paid attractions which you might find in Edinburgh. So if you are all castled out, or more precisely, if your kids are at the bottom of their attention to Scottish history barrel, this is a fun place to mix things up. I like this little travelator tunnel with many stingrays and sharks to be observed from underneath, and you can just stay on it for hours if you so please. We went twice because stingrays are one of my top animals. Please share your favorite aquatic beastie below. Afterwards, you should pop around to the town pier. We took advantage of this area to grab a little lunch from Rankin's Cafe, which probably isn't run by Ian Rankin, but who knows? But if this is Ian, then he makes really good rosti with smoked salmon. A nice meal that isn't too big to give you some post-lunch sleeps and just, keep you energized for exploring this area. Further down, you will get some magnificent views of the Forth Bridge. This structure was finished in 1890, and it is almost 2.5 kilometers long if you count the on-land structure. Today, it is still used by about 200 trains every day, and I am happy to see it being listed as a piece of UNESCO protected heritage. When you stand down here, you really get to enjoy noticing all the rivets holding the 54,000 tons of steel together. I always find it quite awe-inspiring. So we are now done with North Queensferry, and we just have to get ourselves to South Queensferry somewhere over there. So to get there, we will do the very exciting act of crossing the Forth Road Bridge right behind me. That's the one that was eventually mostly replaced by the third bridge, which I believe is called the Queensferry Crossing. The middle one is now only used by like buses and maybe like lorries. Basically, they're trying to minimize the sort of like impact, the sort of quantity of vehicles going over it, because it wasn't supposed to last this long, and it's, you know, we're kind of like so for regular people they built a new safer bridge, but if you're in a bus okay, well, we're gonna walk over it, so that's probably the safest way of doing it. I have been enjoying seeing the old bridge immensely, but it is now time to make it back south. Okay, let's go. Okay, it is time for the kind of fun, but also sort of scary crossing of the Forth Road Bridge. When this bridge opened in the 60s, it was actually the longest suspension bridge outside of the state. For a couple of years, there used to be an actual driverless bus traveling over the bridge, but that's now getting phased out. Apparently, it hasn't really been adopted by as many people as expected, and honestly, I am not surprised. Simon is not having a good time.
Simon's fine. Simon just doesn't like heights where there's a very easy to cross barrier immediately next to you.
Yeah, it's not super high.
Stop it. You're scared, are you?
I kind of want to go back.
This really is quite a thrilling walk, and on a beautiful day like this, it is especially lovely and quite a unique thing to do. It takes you well above any other landmark in the area and gives you a great viewpoint over things like the Inchgarvie Island or people struggling to flip over their boats, which is kind of fun. You can, root for them. Once you cross, you can detour a bit towards the west to the Port Edgar Marina. This harbor has a lot of World War I and II history, but right now it is mostly popular for watching boats and birds around the Firth. And to the east, our final area, South Queensferry. This is a pleasant trip from Edinburgh, even without doing this whole circular walk. In the past, I took the train here simply to taste the bakes from June Bakery. Alternatively, the Little Bakery or Manor House are also worth your time if you're looking for a little treat. You could also comb the beaches for some sea glass or bring your own snacks and picnic right under the old railway bridge.
And it all ends where it began, here at Dalmeny Station in South Queensferry, and I am knackered. It took us, I think, about like 4.5 hours, but if you're doing this without all of the sort of, running around, getting good shots and stopping to fly the drone and things like that, I think maybe like, 3.5 would be enough, or more than that if you want to like sit down somewhere for lunch or dinner or breakfast if you're an early burb. I have seen so many great places to eat around here, mostly in South Queensferry. I think I always really wanted to go to Rock Up here because it has such good views of the bridges. Like, it looks really lovely. It's definitely on my like big dream to-do list here in South Queensferry. But North Queensferry had that like little Michelin recommended restaurant which had like a nice 20 quid fancy lunch menu, so I think that might be worth a try, although the little cafe we tried also very delightful. Overall, this was a really fun thing to do. You can also do it on a bicycle, but then you kind of have to, you know, start and stop to read all of the cool historical bits. I think that on foot it's probably the best. If you are afraid of the heights, you might struggle on the bridge, just like Simon did, and then I also did, because once you stop and you can feel the vibrations and the sort of movement of the whole humongous structure, it becomes quite terrifying. Well, anyway, that takes us to the end of this video and this little trip. Hopefully you enjoy this kind of video. If you have any ideas for like future day trips like this, let me know in the comment section, and we can do them also, you know, test them out on your behalf or on your recommendation. Don't forget that you can also follow me on Instagram, KakiBot for illustrations, KakiBlog for photos and kind of like life in Scotland. Also, if you want to see more of my content, more of my face, more of my tips, head on over to Patreon. This is the page that I reside on, where I post a bonus video every month. Or at least I try to, but most of the months I have posted something. So if you join now, you will have like 15 or 16 bonus videos to watch. What a treat. And also, if you are visiting Edinburgh for the first time ever, or maybe after a long time, I also recommend checking out my map on MAPPR. There's going to be a link in the description box. This is a place where you can leave me a little tip and access over 100 of my favorite places in Edinburgh, if that's something you're curious about. So yeah, those are all the places where you can find me, support me, and get more content and info from me. And yeah, that is it from me. And I think that is also it from this beautiful weather. I can see the clouds already rolling in. We had a good run. I think the next patch of good weather will probably be like 3 months time. So until then, son, see you in June. Hope you had a good time with us, and I shall see you soon. Bye.